Good day everyone, my name's Captain Jack and welcome back to Space Engineers. It's a Monday, which means we're checking out another amazing creation from the Steam Workshop. With me today, I actually have something that's kind of related to me. If you're a fan of my series Colony Wars, then you would have definitely seen this ship before, or at least a version of this ship.
Come on.
Status on defense grid.
Firing and operational, just taking down their larger drone.
We've lost 100mm.
I might have lost the gunboat.
Carrier is down.
Krasno!
A little bit rough,
Shit.
but down.
One enemy target down.
That's salvageable.
This is obviously Dr. Kras's gunboat, so it's the Colony Wars Gunboat Mark II. So there's plenty of different versions of this ship around. Kraz also uploaded the vanilla space version, but today we're looking at the new version that will appear in Colony Wars this Friday and Sunday. So previously you've seen the hydrogen version, which will make it to the workshop soon, but this is actually a new one that Dr. Kraz has redesigned for better use in our Colony Wars activities. Obviously before we was using the hydrogen version, which as you know in atmosphere, it will eat a lot of ice as fuel for hydrogen engines, while this version uses atmospheric engines, which will hopefully perform a little bit better against the drone empire. Now this has made it a light gunboat, hence why it's got no heavy armour, but it's fitted with definitely a lot of powerful guns. It is also fitted with a spinal laser mount and a rocket launcher. It's basically made to be heavy guns on a very light chassis, so it can essentially speed round at good speeds. Now recently, we're designing these to be escorts for the big Dawnbreaker destroyer, which will be coming to the workshop very soon, don't worry about that. On that note, if you did want to get any of the ships used in Colony Wars, there is now a Steam collection as which you can access. I'll post a link down below to where you can go download any of the Colony Wars ships if they've been uploaded as of yet. Some will get uploaded next week, and a few weeks after that, it's just coming as they are shown in the show. So in the meantime, let's talk about Kraz's gunboat. Now obviously this is part of the CNL fleet. He says this is the second iteration of the CNL gunboat. This version has more guns and no hydrogen, which means it only works in atmosphere, but that does mean a safer flight on planets. This version also has a spinal laser on the front and works as a replaceable heavy escort in the Colony Wars series. There we go. So the idea behind it is me and Kraz sat down and we thought we'd design something like this, basically because the Dawnbreaker needed an escort fleet. Our ultimate plan was, well, we can't keep designing gunboats or we can't keep designing helicarriers and fighters as they get shot down too quickly, so instead, let's design a light strike craft like the gunboat, which is mounted with some heavy weapons that can act as an escort fleet for the bigger Dawnbreaker destroyer, which you know packs more of a punch. So today I'm going to give you a bit of an overview of this ship, so let's dive into it. Now obviously as you can see, the ship is designed with a ton of weapons on board. We've got a mixture of Bofors and Vulcans, so the Vulcans obviously operate as your anti-missile cannons, so PDCs. You've also got the giant 300mm cannons on each side here, which again, they are going to hand out quite a lot of damage. Also on that note, we also have a spinal laser mount on the top here. This is a modified version of a pack, by the way. You can put the vanilla version on. The one we're using in Colony Wars is using a modified one of 1,200 meter range. Obviously the other one has about 15,000, I believe. But due to Colony Wars, we just need to nerf it a little bit. So there we go. As you can see, it's also got a rocket launcher on the side here, a couple of cameras to help you view out in the battle as well. Really good idea to have them. Now, we've got Bofors underneath here as well. Bofors are quite strong cannons, to be honest, and they also can deal a lot of damage. They are very overpowered in some mod packs, but I think in our one we're using, they're a little bit better. Now, obviously, the big things about this in terms of weapons is just the amount it's actually got on it. For a small gunboat, we are loaded full of, high-power weapons. We've got Bofors, we've got a spinal laser mount, 300mm cannons, and obviously we've got Vulcans. We've even got another Bofors on top here as well. So this gunboat can hold its own. And it was shown recently in episode 26 of Colony Wars how it did put up quite a lot of a fight against two drone ships up until it then had to go down, and that was a hydrogen version. So far this atmospheric version is not fully tested, so I'll have to wait and see in next week's and then the following week's episodes of Colony Wars to see how well this ship actually performs, and I think it's going to do quite well. Given the fact it's now atmospheric capable, we've got a large atmospheric engine on the back here for forward thrust, and we've also got a large one in the middle here. I think this ship will perform extra well. Now obviously we've also got an additional set of downward thrusters in these two here, and we also have a hangar door here to protect the armoured thruster a little bit more. Connector on the bottom so we can still dock to platforms and stuff like that, and also can latch onto bigger things. I was thinking it'd be nice to see if these ships could be stored somewhere in like a CNL carrier or something like that. Those who are fans of the UNSC Infinity will know that the Trident class frigates can dock inside the Infinity. Therefore, wouldn't it be nice to see if the CNL fleet, hint hint Dr. Kraz, could come up with something to dock these gunboats in so they could be released onto the battlefield? Could be quite cool and something to consider. Maybe I'll look into it with something for the RWI fleet. Very nice. So other features to note on this, it also does come with parachute blocks on it. The idea we implemented these was, just in case the ship's main thrusters do get taken out, we can probably salvage more of the wreckage if this floats gently to the ground. So parachute blocks have been fitted to it for that exact purpose. We also do have batteries as an alternative power solution slotted in there. Very nice. Going towards the back, we also got a few more speed up thrusters. My only complaint so far about flying this, and I'm sure Kraz is watching this right now, is the slowdown speed is quite rough. But then again, if you treat it like the Expanse style and you flip and burn, you could probably slow down a lot easier. What I mean by that is I'll show off when we actually do the fly test, but you can flip around so use the backward thruster to slow down. Quite a lot more powerful, I suggest. I've also got side thrusters in here, they're very planted in. The side thrust, not too bad, but again, you're going to be wanting to use that main thruster a lot more. So why don't we hop in and give this thing an actual test and a fly around. Now obviously to access the ship, there's a nice little door on top here which we can pop in. We'll seal it behind us. There we go. Bit dark in here, but we do have those lovely red indication lights. No gravity at the minute, so I also have to plant myself on the ground. Now in here you can see we've got tons of reactors buried in the back here. This section is a little bit, just like inaccessible, but I wish Akeem would allow, those blocks, I forgot the compound blocks, that's what it is, so we can actually seal off this area with a bit of glass or something like that, as I feel that could be a little bit better right now, but at least for immersion's sake anyway. Now we do have an auto repair function, well not auto repair, but we do have a projector on board so we can project up a ship should we be out in the field and it becomes damaged, because we can carry supplies using the cargo container, so you can do some on-site field repairs using a projector. It's also got a cryo tube on board should you need to get in there and store up energy or such, or carry a passenger on board. I was thinking you probably could put a passenger seat down here or something because you can still access the cargo container. If we just take a look at that a minute, can we put one down? There we go, we could put a passenger seat down here so someone could take a seat. Might be a good idea for a future update there, Kraz, if you are watching. I like that idea, so let's jump into the cockpit. Here we go, we're now in charge of the gunboat. So we've got our forward-facing cameras here. Those are the ones directly on the forward-facing, very nice. We've got the laser. Very nice. Now, one other thing is, the lasers do not currently work in dedicated servers. Well, they work. They will cause damage to starships. You just can't see the lovely little beam there. It only works in this sort of game, which is a bit of a shame, but oh well, not the end of the world. We've also got a rocket launcher on the front. There we go. Now, number 5, we also have all turrets, so these control all the Vulcans, the Bofors, and the 300mm. Number 6 is obviously our atmospheric engines. I just realised I'm doing an atmospheric review in space. It's probably a bad idea, isn't it? I've only just clocked onto that. Maybe we'll have to transfer to space in a minute. But I kind of wanted to get the atmospheric feel for it. Number 7, obviously we've got connectors. Number 8, we've got parachutes, which we don't need to deal in a minute. And number 9, we've got batteries. Very nice. Now, I'm going to go down to the planet in a minute. I'm going to see if we can test this against a drone ship and see how far we fare. So stick with me. Alright, so we're in atmospheric version now, obviously taking control of the gunboat here. Now, I've set up a drone starship over there. It's actually the Cloud Kicker. It is available in the workshop, so if you do want to go download it, the link will be in the description to the Colony Wars collection. Let's go to number 3, and we've also got our cameras over here. And let's see if we can hit the ship. It's got a little smile on it. There we go. Now, we're obviously using a higher version of the laser in this pack here, but you can use the one we're using Colony as well. So there you go. We can damage from long range. Obviously, we're very out of missile range at the minute. Not a chance of hitting that. See, I don't want to fly too much in because I know we'll probably get defeated by this. So let's see if we can burn off one of the bigger turrets. There we go, that's gone. Right, let's do a fly now and we'll see how much damage we can do. Now remember, these ships, this one is very lightly armoured, so I don't expect us to do massive amounts of damage. But let's see. 300s, we are armed and online. There we go. Oh, we've already taken a hit. That's a bit bad. Those bigger cannons do hit. And there we go. Bit of a side flyby. Now it appears those Vulcans are damaging us quite bad. So there you go. A bit of Vulcan spray there has damaged us. But in terms of actually flying and armor plating, we are still online. Obviously, I've got a speed mod in this world, by the way, hence why I'm traveling so fast. But wow, the ship is still operating. Not too bad. Obviously, we took some damage there, but obviously, if this is being used as an escort ship for a destroyer, these things are designed to take damage so the bigger ship will survive a little bit longer. They're also designed to cause a bit of confusion and just a bit more damage as well. I would like to see if we could fit this with heavy armor, but my only concern is it probably wouldn't be able to deal with in atmosphere due to the weight. So as you see now, I've just done a maneuver to slow us down a bit further by using the backward engine or the main forward thrust to slow us down. Kind of like the best maneuver you can kind of do. Side thrust, looks like we're still okay. So the thrusters did survive, it's just the guns which are taking the most damage, which isn't too bad, I guess you could say. So there we go. Well guys, this has been the Colony Wars Gunboat. You can download it on the workshop. I thought I'd pop into the world today and give a little demonstration of it, as it is a pretty cool ship, and I'm sure Kraz would love it if it got voted up on the workshop a bit more. So if you do happen to go download it, make sure to hit favourite and click rate, as we'd love to see it at the top of the workshop. In the meantime, I've been Captain Jack, thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time. Goodbye.